Hey everyone, Rarity Dash here, time for another My Little Pony Friendship with Magic Season 7 Blind Commentary. And today I'm reacting to episode 20 of Season 7, title is A Health of Information. Obviously a play off of the phrase, a wealth of information, but with health instead. As for what health could mean in a My Little Pony context, I don't know. Only thing that really comes to mind are the various doctor and nurse ponies we've seen, as well as the spa ponies, I guess. Though it could be something as simple as, like, one of the main six gets a cold or something. We could have an episode like that. I don't know. But I do know who the writers are, as per usual, and it's Sammy Crowley and Whitney Weta, the writers behind the Flurry Heart one. What was it called? A Flurry of Emotions. Yeah. They wrote that, and that was a decent episode. Not really one of my favorites of the season, but it was better than I probably would have expected a Flurry Heart episode to be. I enjoyed it more, and that's a pretty good sign for these two, that they could make me enjoy a Flurry Heart episode. Considering that, hopefully, with their second offering, they give me something that I really like. Though I guess we'll see. And yeah, just hoping overall that this is going to be a good episode, because the last one was really good, and I'd hate for it to kind of slide back. Because even though I did kind of nitpick the last one, yeah, I really, really did love it. You could probably tell. I mean, Punk Rarity, that was just amazing. Like, there have been so many great Rarity memes this season, but I think that was my favorite, just because... Well, for one thing, it lasted longer, and for another thing, she just looked incredible. And if you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that I just retweeted so much Punk Rarity fan art this week, and couldn't get enough of it. But, yeah. Enough about that, let's get to the new episode. Here we go. Okay. And here we go. And this feels Fluttershy. Yep. Oh, and Zecora. Interesting. We just had an episode with her.
Of course, I know where it grows.
Pretty unheard of that she's in 2 episodes back to back.
At least a difficult task.
Oh, but the
in like a speaking role.
Sweet Feather Sanctuary next week will surely appreciate it. It really has
following up on the sanctuary, cool.
There we go. Now, that wasn't so tough.
I'm glad they're doing more with that.
Will this be enough?
Gee, I don't know. It's a pretty big pack, so maybe enough to fill up this sack? Oh my, you're rubbing off on me, Zecora.
Apparently so. Oh. Gotta be careful there, Zecora.
Oh no, oh no, oh no!
Oh.
Zecora,
And we finally got Wet Mane Zecora.
No need to fret. I only got wet. At least now I can easily grab all the crisscross moss there is to be had.
She looks pretty good like that. Oh.
what's happening to you?
Honestly, it's hard to tell, but suddenly I don't feel so well.
Oh. Okay, so episode about Zecora being sick. And if that is the case, this might be the most Zecora-centric episode since Bridal Gossip. But, yeah, I welcome it. I mean, she's done, like, nothing for the past couple seasons. Magic makes it all complete. Very best friend. Oh.
All right, Zecora,
This guy.
Let's have a listen to the old ticker.
Oh. Interesting.
I think it's serious, Doctor.
Well, that wasn't a good sign.
I can't believe a flower did this. I take back thinking it was pretty.
Aww.
We're looking for any color other than red.
Well, I thought this guy was a pediatrician.
Oh, It's just as
Wasn't
I
the
thought.
doctor the one
I'm
in
afraid you have a very rare
Read It and Weep?
disease called swamp fever.
Also, is his voice
Tell
different?
me, doctor, what should I do?
It's been a while.
I've never heard of swamp fever, mind you.
Unfortunately, very little is known about the disease, except, of course, its symptoms. Change of coat, coughing bubbles, shock sneezing, confusion, and the last stage, the afflicted turn into the very trees that drop the disease-spreading flower.
That's crazy.
Is there anything that can be done
Yeah,
for such a terrible conundrum?
A cure
Don't want
has yet
Zecora to
be
turn into a
discovered.
tree. Oh,
Sorry, Zecora.
wow. So this is like
To take in.
uh
I'll leave you two to discuss.
terminal disease, sort of.
Zecora, this is all my fault. If you hadn't been helping me get the crisscross moss, you wouldn't have
I mean, you
gotten
turn into a
swamp
tree.
fever.
I guess you're still
I'm
alive,
so
but
sorry.
Fluttershy, you are not to blame. These things happen all the same.
I refuse to.
And if it was
accept that.
Fluttershy,
Has
at least she
be
wants to be a
someone who
tree.
can help you.
But Zecora,
There's
No.
a healer of legend who never would fail. But I only know her from ancient folk tales.
oh,
Mystical and magic.
And we got another legend.
And cured everything from hoof cough to fur blight. What became of the healer, no pony knows, for she disappeared ages and ages ago.
The mystical mask, of course. My parents would tell me about her whenever I was sick in bed.
really?
There's so many accounts of her power to heal. She can't just be a legend. I think she's real.
If that's who we need to cure you, then I'm going to find her. And I know just the pony who can help.
Twilight? Yep, Twilight.
Twilight? Twilight! Twilight!
Oh,
So sorry to bother you.
you walked in on something adorable.
Cooking?
Yeah, Spike and I are having a cook-off.
My cauliflower bites blew her sweet potato muffins out of the water.
I'm glad you're here, Fluttershy, because we're gonna need a second opinion about that.
They're both delicious. But
Go with the
Zecora has
muffin.
swamp fever and there's no cure and it's all my fault and the only pony who can cure is the mystical mask and I need your help to find her.
So what'd she pick? The cauliflower bites, right?
Seriously, who wants cauliflower bites when you can have muffins? Twilight wins.
That's the last book on ancient ponies, and still no mention of the mystical mask.
Did we check the unabridged versions?
Yes, and the books on rare diseases, the books on rare plants, and the entire section on bog habitation.
Well, we might have to look through every book in the entire library, but I know we'll figure it out.
Oh,
Or just go talk to your parents. They apparently knew about it.
Oh,
Which just seems weird if it's
Have you found
so
anything yet, Twilight?
unheard of.
Twilight? Goodness, are you okay?
I'm fine. Fluttershy, you know that I want to help Zecora, but I think we'd be a lot better off if we got some sleep. We've been at this for hours.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Wow.
I didn't realize how
That's a
late
lot
it
of
was.
books.
No problem. I'll grab you a pillow and...
Oh, no. I meant you should sleep. I
Aw.
can't rest until Zecora is healed.
Oh,
I
Fluttershy.
understand how you feel, but I still think we'd have more luck if we tried again in the morning. Just promise me you'll take a break soon. Good night, Fluttershy. 9 by 13-inch pan.
What's all the
What?
commotion in here, ladies?
Dreaming about pans.
But I figured out who the mystical
Specific
mask
sizes of them.
You did?
All I had to do was cross-reference a book about masks with another book on ancient equestrian healers, then use a third book to translate it all from Old Ponish, and there it was! Zecora
Old
was
Ponish.
right. The mystical mask wasn't just a legend. The mystical mask was Mage Meadowbrook!
Okay, that's a name we've heard
Ancient
before.
sorceress from Hayseed Swamp? We studied her at Celestia School. Are you sure?
Absolutely! Mage Meadowbrook wasn't just a sorceress, she was also a healer, and back then, healers wore masks so they wouldn't get sick themselves.
Fluttershy, I am so incredibly proud of you for using your research skills to figure this out.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Meadowbrook
impressed.
was ages ago, and didn't she disappear?
But if we go to Hayseed Swamp, maybe we can find something she left behind, something that could lead to a cure.
Did she become a
It
tree?
seems like a long shot, but I guess
That's
it's
where what I'm
possible.
guessing this, where this is going.
I've got a route all planned out, and on the way we can check up on Zecora, and then...
Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're leaving now?
Of course! Every second we spend waiting is a second Zecora is coughing bubbles.
But Fluttershy,
Coughing
you haven't
bubbles.
slept, and that's a
Nothing
long journey.
worse.
There's no use trying to talk me out of this, Twilight. We've got no time to waste!
Can we at least grab some breakfast?
I packed cauliflower bites.
Aw, no sweet potato muffins?
I, ate them all.
Of course.
They were actually really good.
Not even Spike likes his own food.
And that's when I realized the mystical mask was actually Mage Meadowbrook.
That's marvelous.
Yeah, that's the one who had the relics that
While you're gone on your
were talked about in the
journey,
season
I
5
try
premiere.
not to be worried.
Oh no! Zecora, you didn't rhyme! You must be getting worse.
Oh, no, not at all. Something, ball?
Oh,
That's it!
yeah,
We have to
that's
go now.
pretty
Lead
serious.
the way, Fluttershy.
Oh, interesting looking place.
So, where do you think Meadowbrook lived?
I'm not sure. Maybe there's some pony we can ask.
I think we might be the only ponies here.
Yeah.
Wait! I recognize that tree!
Oh,
Yes! This has to be it! It's just like the illustrations of her home!
Any pony who lives in a tree is okay by me.
aw. Brings back memories, doesn't it, Twilight?
Well,
Oh, I guess the
doorway
current
sealed
thing
up,
is kind of a
we
tree.
just have to dig our way
Though,
in. Back up,
not
Twilight!
really.
I don't want you to get hurt!
Or we could try the handle.
It really blends in with the bark.
Easy to miss.
Wow, it looks like
I love
this place has
Fluttershy's
been
enthusiasm in
abandoned
this
for
episode.
years.
She's really into it,
Twilight, look!
which is cool.
The same kind of lily pad that gave Zecora swamp fever.
It seems like a really
Looking
easy
for a cure
disease to
swamp
get
fever, too.
for how serious it
She
is.
found it?
I hope so, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You're making your excited squeaking noise.
I wasn't making
Oh.
an excited squeaking noise.
Okay. And who are you?
Y'all can stop screaming. Didn't mean to scare you. I do that a lot.
Scare ponies or rock creepily in the dark?
Well, both, I suppose. Name's Cattail. Pleased to meet you.
Okay.
Likewise, but, may I ask, why are you in Mage Meadowbrook's home?
Oh, I take care of the place. I ain't much of a cleaner, but from what I hear, my kin was neither, so I doubt they'd
Okay.
mind a few cobwebs in my
Descendant?
ancestral home.
You're related to Mage Meadowbrook?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, Twilight, we did it! Not only did we find Mage Meadowbrook's old house, we actually found one of her descendants.
Honestly, I would not have guessed it.
So you're looking for some kind of cure, huh? Well now, I know Meadowbrook was known to always be writing in the journals. If she had the cure you want,
This
I
guy's got
reckon
some
that'd
cool
be-
theme music.
Come on, I'll show you the library.
Library? Now we're talking!
Yeah, that would get Twilight excited.
Oh, well, libraries come in all shapes and sizes.
This is good.
God, I love that disappointment.
Through everything. Today, my mom made me eat peas. Peas are yucky. And
Yeah.
we can probably skip this one. Unless she found a cure when she was a foal.
I met a colt today. He pulled my mane, so I put a frog on his head. Also not helpful.
Yeah.
But I do kind of want to see where it goes.
Wait, listen to this. Today I tried again to brew an unsniffle elixir. And I finally got it right.
Meadowbrook, I think it's time you had this.
My very own healer's mask. You think I'm ready, Mother?
Not really what I would have expected for Meadowbrook, but it's cool. Oh, and who are you?
What caused this?
I like your
Mother
mane.
calls it swamp fever. We've been trying to find a cure, but it hasn't been easy. The fever spread like wildfire.
Surprised you two don't have it yet. Although,
I fear if we
Yeah.
don't find a cure soon,
spoke too soon
everybody
there.
will be in grave danger. With Mother sick, I didn't think I'd ever find a cure. But staring at those cursed flowers today, I saw something.
Loving this background music.
Flash bees! I realized the flower's poison didn't affect the flash bees, and if they were immune to swamp fever, their honey could be the cure.
Oh. Yeah, those look like some pretty
But they were so
Pretty serious
aggressive defending
bees.
their hive, I didn't know how I was gonna get it. Here goes nothing. Today, I cured Mother and the rest of the bayou. It
Okay.
was the greatest feeling I've ever experienced, and I promised to dedicate my life to curing ponies all over Equestria.
And she did just that. Right up till she disappeared without a trace.
So all we have to do is find those aggressive flash bees and get them to give us their honey. Of course, it doesn't say how she did that. What? Is my main message?
Oh,
I haven't slept in a
yeah. Things just got serious.
No! I've caught swamp fever!
Not that they weren't before. I mean, Zecora. We don't want Zecora to turn into to a tree either, but
Are you sure these are necessary?
of course they are.
Said, are you sure these are necessary?
Yes! I won't risk infecting you or Cattail.
What you can't risk is getting any sicker. If you don't rest, your symptoms will only get worse.
Yeah. She is kind of really pushing herself maybe a bit too much here.
They are nasty critters.
Not sleeping and stuff.
You don't know this about me, but I'm pretty good with animals. And
Yeah.
besides, Dogtail,
Cattail.
Zecora is counting on me. I have to help
I love
her,
that bit of
just like
smugness we
Meadowbrook helped her mother
like there.
and all those bayou ponies long ago.
But Fluttershy, as much as Meadowbrook took care of other ponies,
Good to see her
I'm
so
sure
confident.
she also took care of herself.
You're not gonna change my
I mean,
mind.
that's true too.
Ooh, being sick, she sure is strong.
Hmm.
The Flash Beehive is just up yonder.
Are you sure you don't want me to come with you?
No, it's too dangerous, Twilight. Besides, I've already gotten one friend hurt. I won't let it happen to another. Whew. Okay, Fluttershy, you can do this.
Yeah. I'd
Mind over matter.
definitely let Twilight help. She's an alicorn. That face.
Hello, Flash Bees. I was hoping I could get some of your honey. Oh, I see. You don't let others have any. Well, I'm sorry, but I really need it.
Oh.
I don't
Aw.
want it to have to come to this, but I'll just have to use the stair.
Okay. That's back. I mean, But I guess it's not as effective when you're sick.
Oh dear.
Yeah, this is where Twilight needs to step in.
What happened? Where am I?
I'm so glad you're okay. You're still in Meadowbrook's tree.
You fainted, but Twilight shot some magic up and caught you. It was crazy.
Goodness gracious. Have you heard from Zecora? Is she okay?
We got word your zebra friend has started sprouting leaves.
Oh.
She's already turning into a tree? I thought we'd have more time.
Actually, you've been asleep for 3 days.
3
Wow.
days?
Mm-hmm. You were asleep so long we were afraid you wouldn't be able to move when you woke up. But thankfully you just wore yourself down.
Oh dear, we have to get back to the hive. I've wasted so much time.
Now,
Back to the
hang
hive.
on there, Fluttershy. Those flash
Take me
bee
back to
critters
the
are
hive.
tricky.
Cattail's right. I can't even use magic to calm them down. We'll have to find another way to get the honey.
We've tried everything from disguises to things I won't even speak of. Ugh.
He's
Just
been
use
through a lot
alicorn
these
magic.
past 3 days.
Wait, disguises.
Yeah.
That's it! I know how she did it! I know how Meadowbrook got the honey! This is how Meadowbrook got the honey from the flash bees.
She threw a mask at him? I wouldn't
Oh.
recommend that.
No, the male bees aren't aggressive around the queen bee, and this mask has the same stripes that she does.
Okay.
Fluttershy, that's brilliant!
Whoa!
Yep. Let Twilight do
No
it.
time to waste.
Hooves crossed.
Oh, golly, I can't watch.
Mind over matter.
Aw. Yeah.
Twilight, it's working.
And that's just freaky.
I think she's cured now, Fluttershy.
Oh, I do feel fine. And this honey is divine.
Oh, you're rhyming again. Welcome back, my friend.
Thank you, Fluttershy, for all you endured. If not for you, I would not be cured.
Oh, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have been sick in the first place.
Regret is not what you should feel, because on this journey, you've learned a great deal.
Yeah?
That's true. I certainly learned that if you don't take care of yourself, you won't be able to take care of any pony else. In fact, if I had rested, like Twilight suggested all along, maybe I would have thought to use Meadowbrook's mask sooner.
Please tell me you found the cure.
Yeah. Pretty contagious, it seems. I mean, Twilight didn't get it. Okay. So yeah, I really liked that episode. That was a really good one. Another winner for season 7. And a lot of the reason was Fluttershy. I really liked her here. Even though I know you're maybe not entirely supposed to agree with how she's going about things, pushing herself too hard. And of course, yeah, if she does push herself hard at the expense of her own health, she's going to help no one. But at the same time, I do kind of think it was in a way justified, because the situation really was grave and just dire. Because, I mean, it basically is sort of an equivalent to a terminal disease. I mean, you're still a tree, but you're no longer a pony, and it's not reversible. Yeah. as silly as it was with the coffin bubbles and everything, this was like a really just grave circumstance. And considering that, it really was just pretty justified and admirable of Fluttershy to just throw herself into the situation and be so desperate. And maybe not so much blame herself for what happened, because it was pretty random. It was just a random occurrence and no one could have been prepared for it. But wanting to save Zecora, I think that was cool of her. And maybe she should have paced herself a bit more, but I don't know. It didn't really bug me that she was going all in for it, especially since that's not something we've really seen from Fluttershy so much before. This isn't like a problem she's had where she tries too hard at everything. She's not Applejack. But, yeah, we haven't really seen her get like this about stuff, so, yeah. It kind of was actually cool to see, even if, I guess, it was ultimately a problem in the end. But yeah, also interesting, we got another legend, Mage Meadowbrook, and that's pretty cool because that is a name we heard before. Though, that said, now that I remember, yeah, thinking back on the Season 5 premiere, I'm pretty sure they said Mage Meadowbrook was a unicorn. Yeah, Twilight brought up like Eastern unicorns or something, and the implication was that Mage Meadowbrook was one, so I don't really know how that works out, how we can really reconcile that. I mean, obviously this is a retcon for that, but how you could really explain, maybe in the moment Twilight just sort of confused Mage Meadowbrook and Miss Main. Because, I mean, Miss Main obviously is a Eastern unicorn. Well, that would only work really if both of them have like 7 or 8 or however many magical items that they were famous for. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. But whatever the case, yeah, Meadowbrook was interesting. Wasn't really what I was expecting for a legendary pony. Got the whole Cajun vibe going, which is very much a different thing from like most of the other legend motifs we went with, like Egyptian and Roman and all that stuff. It's more typical stuff than Cajun. That's a bit of a just strange one, but it was cool, and I did like the music that came with that vibe. And yeah, just overall fun episode. I think the combination of Twilight and Fluttershy is a good one. Not saying I ship it, though I kind of do. It's a pretty decent ship. I more prefer other things, but yeah, no real opposition to that. Flutterlight is okay in my book, but yeah, I think those two work well together and are a good team. I'm someone who likes the Hooffields and McColt episode pretty decently. I mean, it's not a great episode, it's not one of my favorites, but I've always thought that was like kind of an underrated one in some ways. And yeah, I think this one was even better. Because, I mean, yeah, Fluttershy was great, and Twilight was adorable. Just super adorable Twilight. Though, again, kind of useless. That alicorn magic can't really actually accomplish much. Can't grow manes, can't get honey from bees. Just, what can you do, Twilight? You really are becoming Celestia. But, yeah. Twilight was cute, Fluttershy was awesome. Really, I think at this point, Fluttershy is probably my third favorite main 6 pony, which is crazy because it wasn't that long ago that she was my least favorite. But at this point, I think it's only really Rarity and Rainbow Dash I like more than her. And, yeah. And, well, Starlight, but she's not really a main 6 pony. She's just kind of one. But, yeah, really good episode. Really interesting, really fun. And I liked it. Hope you liked the commentary. Let me know if you did. And see you in the next one.